We are live.
We are live. Well, then, good morning. Well, hi, and welcome to our video. Where today we're going to look at a house in Sneads, Florida. That's 7972 Old Spanish Trail, Sneads, Florida. This is a single family home. This is for sale for $49,900. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath with 1,256 square feet on a 1.63 acre lot. So a pretty good sized yard. I like that. It was built in 1948. We're going to talk about the house, review it. We're looking at the realtor.com website where they have 10 photos of it for us to take a look at. Um, I guess I kind of forgot to tell or introduce myself. My name is Roger, if you're new here. I'm here with my co-host, Tagg, and she has her co-host on her lap with her. That's Bama. She looks pretty chilled right now.
Yeah.
This is our YouTube channel, and it is focused on finding and sharing with our YouTube audience affordable housing solutions for everyday people. We've both heard where regular people cannot afford to buy a home now in 2025 because of how high the median price has become. But we disagree. And especially for people like I am and like Tagg is, if you are willing to do some repairs and renovations, which, I would embrace doing on a home. I don't want to buy one that's move-in ready and showroom quality. I want to put my personalized, you know, stamp on it. So with a little elbow grease and a big vision, your dream home is totally within reach. Put in the work and bring your creativity, and before you know it, you'll be kicking back in a place that's truly yours. Your dream home isn't just a wish, it's a DIY available. Anyway, back to you to show us the house or introduce the house to us.
Okay. I'm liking this price point, 49.9
I know.
for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,256 square feet. That's great. It does have trees around, but it looks as though you can build up or build uh, out in the back for expansion if you do have a family or planning on having a family or just want a bigger space because you can. If you decide to get a loan on this, your estimated payment is around $353. Of course, this is not including PMI, but it's definitely affordable. The front yard of this house, which we'll go over to the exterior pictures, I mean, this looks like you have enough room to create a homestead of your own and rely on your own garden to feed yourself and supplement your income. This is you already have a pavement out here. You can add plumbing to it to be able to enclose it if you like, or just create a larger living space back here. So that's that's a win-win. That's a plus. I do like the way how this back porch is leading up to the home. You can extend this out and create more outdoor living space, or leave it as is and enclose this patio and create something nice. Level it out and create a whole upstairs. There's so many possibilities with this. You have a blank canvas to work with. Have a nice little garden out here, grow some herbs or whatnot. You have any comments about these two outdoor pictures?
I'm a little confused, to be honest. To me, where you see the stairs at in the small covered area, I think of as the front entrance to the house. But looking at what you can see of the picture above it, this must be like maybe a side entry that's, you know, to the left of the first picture that they show, to the left side of it. I don't know. I like the carport. I think I think a house with 1.68 acres, over an acre and a half, you could build a completely different freestanding house too if you wanted to.
Yeah,
Make this your little cottage, perhaps.
yeah.
but it's a pretty good sized cottage at 1,256 square feet.
Right.
Um, anyway, yeah, back to you so we can take a look at the inside.
Okay, so we only have the one picture of the kitchen. Hopefully, we'll see more in the more photos, maybe a different angle of it. But it's always nice to have a window in the kitchen, extra lighting that you don't have to pay for. You can get in there and cook. Of course, I like a more open kitchen, so I would renovate this to fit my needs. I mean, currently, right now, it doesn't look too bad. Of course, you don't know until you get in there to see how the kitchen is functioning, or if you can even live in the home while you renovate it. But these are some of the takeaways that I would do to the space. I would start with the kitchen first and build that out to something that fits my needs. How about you?
Um, no, it's thrown me off a couple of things. Something is kind of wonky about the ceiling. Just looking at the reflection that you can see because they've got it painted in some sort of gloss, which I never really think looks good. I'm more of a ceiling paint flat kind of guy. And then when you look to the right side of the photo and you can see the stove, there is something to the right of the stove that I cannot make out what that is, but it's not a base cabinet like the other base cabinets are. And last but not least, or not last but not least, because I got more, I see the sink there on the left. And I got to say, I would be doing my best to figure out a way to move the plumbing over so that the sink is below that window, in front of that window. Because I always like to be able to look out. I've always enjoyed being able to look out when I'm at the sink doing uh, cooking or cleaning type of kitchen stuff. And then with the cabinets, I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. We don't get a good enough look at them, but I do know this. I've always been a believer in if your upper cabinets are in good shape, but they're not functional for the kitchen you want, they can be repurposed to store stuff in a storeroom / laundry room / garage / whatever. So they can be reused. Generally, the base cabinets aren't as easy to do that with because you've got to, get a section of countertop to, screw onto it to use them for storage. And I think they take a brunt more of use than uppers do. It's been my experience in the kitchens I've been in the houses that we've owned or I've owned. Anyway, it's kind of wordy. Sorry for all the hogging the airspace, but airtime. But back to you.
Okay. Moving over to the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
it's
man.
got some heavy duty living there. Uh and it's nice to have two angles of the bathroom so you can see what you're working with. You can get an idea, a price point of what needs to be done and what you're wanting to do. But this here, it is a two bath, so I would renovate this so it fits my needs. It's a little bit more suitable, and I would renovate it to reposition the tub and toilet to fit a double sink in there. You have enough space for it, and take advantage of the long wall that you have for more storage purposes, instead of having this as just a long walk to the thresh.
Can you scroll down to the third bathroom photo and see which one's got a second photo?
Oh, nice. Okay, so second bathroom has additional shelving in here with just a shower combo, or just a shower, not the combo, but still, you can. It's the home is priced at a decent price point that you can make these changes either before you move in or while you're moving in.
That's a great thing about having a 2 bedroom.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I
or
said two
two
bedroom. I meant
bathroom.
to say 2 bathroom. Yeah, you can use one bathroom and renovate the others. What I was meaning. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, moving over to more photos. Um, I'm thinking that maybe this is a family room. Is this the same angle? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But it looks as though the walls are painted differently. Room looks a little bit smaller in case it is not the same, a different angle of this family room. So I'm gonna say that this is a bedroom,
I think that's a
possibly.
bedroom. Yeah,
Yeah. So
it's
you
two of
got some
those.
in one room. You have some nice hardwood floors. It doesn't look like it's this pressed particle board. You got to be careful with these materials when it comes to flooring, simply because some do not withstand the water that can be accumulated on the floor. So you want to be careful of that. Looks like we have some graffiti here, but that can be painted over. You can install a floor here. What I see is a blank canvas. Just finish it out and make it your own. Put your own signature on it. And looks as though the uh, laundry is in with the kitchen. You can wall this off, or just make this a smaller room encasing the laundry if you don't want it in the kitchen.
I would totally do that.
Yeah.
Make that its own small room.
Uh-huh. I would too. Um, don't know if this is a garage or not. It's definitely not the kitchen, but if there's another entry into the main home, I would take advantage of this doorway here and just wall it off and create an, a smaller room for the laundry area. Maybe go with a built-in refrigerator if this couldn't be relocated to another part of the kitchen after opening it up. But I'm glad that we have photos that show the room and not just part of the room, so um, you can get an idea of what can and cannot be done. So I mean, I do see a blank canvas here. Okay, so that pretty much does it for the interior. Let's take a street view of the property and see what's going on with the neighbors and the land. Oh, that's no good. Huh. I guess they didn't notice that photo before they uploaded, but we really can't tell. Maybe this is the back. I don't know. Oh, well, there's a mailbox, so it must be the front. So, um, area looks pretty decent, nice, quiet neighborhood. A little rural, but you're not the only person on the block. It doesn't look like you have a corner lot. Let's double check by going over to the maps and look how deep this is.
I see.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
create. And this is jumps onto a highway, so uh, and you're nestled in between two other properties. So I guess you wouldn't create another entrance to the property back here, but still, you have enough room between you and your neighbor to create a driveway to access a different part of the yard to create a whole new homestead here. So, dwelling, I meant to say.
Would you repeat your last?
Oh, you have enough room between you and your neighbor here to create a driveway long enough to access a different part of the acre here, uh, for another dwelling if you choose to put another dwelling on this property.
So it looks like they've got a driveway going on the left side of the house. You can see that.
Yeah,
Um, you're just meaning to have possibly two separate driveways.
yeah, mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, this isn't anything that's concrete, so I would take advantage of this space over here because it's already clear to, build on to the home if in case you're wanting to, add on to the home. And this looks like pavement right here, so I would just, make it go around the trees if I didn't wanna relocate them and if there's enough space in between. So, I mean, you have some options. Also looks paved as well.
Yeah.
So, trees hold a lot of water, and so your yard is being, um, retained and nurtured by the trees, so why cut them down if you don't have to? That's my thing.
Yep. Not really a fan of cutting down trees normally. Want to try and preserve those when you can. Anyway, so I think this pretty much gets us close to the end of our review of this home since we've gone through all the photos. I'd like to take a second and thank our viewers for being here and for watching our video. Um, we hope you have a good home buying search and it is completely successful. And our hope is that something you may find on this video from either myself or from Tagg helps you in that search. And we wish you the best of luck. And that's all I've got to say today. So hand it off to you, Tagg, to close us out.
Okay, well, thank you for showing up today, and, of course, if you have a property that you'd like to share on the channel to help you sell it sooner than later, we're more than happy to spread the word. At the end of the day, it's about people helping people, and, we'll catch you next video.